It's me, Nim Sonny. Welcome back to Project TX. I've been working on a bunch of things. I know it's been an extra week this time around before I've done another video. You can see a bunch of little sort of random objects dotted around that have changed, or not. Not really, actually. It's more sort of behind the scenes stuff once again. So yes, there's actually an object here that's been added, which is completely useless and pointless, but you can sit there. Now what I've been working on mainly is the sort of extra functions, stuff like the actual teleport function, not teleport function and stuff like this, but the tools section. You can ignore this label section here. Unfortunately, there's no advanced stuff that can be added in there. There are a couple extra props. Ignore the image versions of this. These actually spawn, one being the chair, which I haven't made a photo for, and the other being that steering wheel object. Now unfortunately that action doesn't actually work yet. I haven't worked on the whole input-output side of things for the action stuff. However, I have worked on the actions themselves. Now we can spawn good old balloons, and of course you can see that they're using the good old add-on system, which allows them to do their own special function stuff, like the actual floatiness. All they're currently doing is using add force, so there's no intelligent frictiony air drag behavior going on them right now, but I do want them to act more like balloons when that time comes. Now you'll probably notice the good old big thing over here, which is a nice old scooter, and this is just straight off the asset store. Not necessarily straight off, obviously I make my modifications to these kinds of objects and give it some nice physics objects and some nice collision and a little bit of joints here, there and everywhere. However, first thing we need to do is have a look at the actual new tools. Now the first one, nice and easy, is of course the balloon gun. Whoop. Let's grab this here. Now you'll have noticed when I spawn the balloons themselves, they obviously all just spawn with the default look, which is the red balloon color. However, brilliant, the first one comes out red. They do randomize their color. Now you'll notice there's no wires actually holding them, but they are being held by the rope joint. So even though there isn't actually a rope, but you can see here, they kind of pull on each other as well, which is nice and cool. So of course if we drag this along, there we go, we've got balloons on that thing there, which is great because we can do that on things like this. And now you can see them all spinning around as well. Now of course I'm going to use this section here for settings for those tools, and also I'm going to be updating the context menu, which I still haven't worked on, to actually work in conjunction with this a little bit more as well. But before I do that, we're going to have a look at some of the action systems themselves. So there's actually more going on here. I've added some of the more useful tools, including something I've called the action debugger. Ignore that for now. That is based off of what I'm calling devices. So internally what's going on is we've got something called a device, which holds a set of actions, and those actions are then controlled by inputs and outputs. In our case here, I haven't got the input-output stuff done, so all I've got is this here action debugger to activate the action systems that are on these devices. One such device is of course the thruster. So as you can see on here, ignore all the extra functionally text stuff. All we have to do is shoot on a object, which let's choose something useful. I can barely see right now because my screen has steamed up. As you can see, we've got here a nice thruster. Now this is actually added to the chair, so there's no actual separate physics object for this thruster here. This is just part of the chair now. I can of course remove it if I wanted to. Which of these is removed? There we go. Click, and that removes that, and of course I can remove the chair itself if I wanted to. So here we'll just put that chair back. Which one of these is it? It's this guy. There we go. And then if we get the thruster again, there we go, and put it on here, click, there we go, we've got now a thruster. Now here's the cool part. Right now, because I said, like I said, I haven't actually set up the input action stuff. What I've got is an action debugger. So all I do is shoot the action thing that I want. And now, you can see I can activate the action on it. So if we sit the chair there and just press the button, you can see it falls forward, which is great, because what this means is we can put some thrusters on this one. Click, 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 click. Puppy powers. There we go. And then go on the action debugger over there. And now I can barely see because of my screen steaming up. But if I hold this thing and press my A button, my context button, I can actually add these things onto my debugger right now. And then we can have a look and see that all of them activate at the same time. So if I press it now, you can see it's actually driving forward. The cool thing is that can now be built from within the game as well. So if we spawn something like, let's say we spawn this barrel here, and then another one on top of it, then we've got a nice weld thing here. Click, click. So now they are welded together, as you can see, nice and easy. And then we'll do the same twice. So here we go. Go to the props, and we'll use blue this time. There we go. Weld, weld. So now that's nice and welded together. There we go. Beautiful. And then I cannot see anything. Click weld. Weld that. Weld that. There we go. So we now have a nicely welded structure, which makes no sense at all. But it's okay. Don't worry about it. And I'm back. There we go. Yeah, an unfortunate reality about using VR headsets right now is we still have steaming up problems when you're feeling a little warm and it's currently summer. So there we go. So now we can use our hinge tool. But before we do that, we'll just use the fizz gun. Lift this up a little bit. Freeze it in air. There we go. Right. Let's spawn some of my new tire wheel here. We'll put it over here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. And then you can flip those over. You as well. There we go. Grab the hinge tool. Now the collision on these is a little bit off, so it's actually going to hit the outer end. Unfortunately, I can't get the perfect center. I'm going to upgrade these tools later on and make sure that we can actually get the perfect center of them, nice and easy, with some nice grid and helpful tools. But until then, right now it's all very guessy guess. There we go. Really feeling that Gmod movement going on now. Let's get that fizz gun out so we can drop it. And you can see this is actually functioning now. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Here we go. We'll just plonk this magically in the center there. Don't worry, it's hovering. It's going to be welded magically. It's fine. We'll just weld that to that. Weld it to that. Weld it to that. And weld it to that. What a terrible way of jointing things together. But hey, it works. So it's fine. Nice. Beautiful. And we can sit on it. Right. And of course, after all of that, we do have a thruster on it. But that's okay. We'll add a few more as well. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 in total. And of course, we can then add some balloons just for fun. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1 for good luck. There we go. And now we grab our action debugger. Click. Hold that. Click, click, click. Very quickly clicking. And now you can see that they're all functioning nice and well. We can sit on it, or we can just stand on top of it and press the button, and we're moving. It's a little bit slow because these thrusters have no settings on them right now. But that's the good old system going on. Here we go. We just generated a whole Gmod style contraption in VR, while in VR, and we can just hop on top, hit things, you know, and use the physics while we're sitting on the vehicle. This is absolutely fun. I also added some seating points on stuff like this. There we go. Very easy. You just sit on top. There we go. Now we're sitting on it. Nice and easy. However, there is other ways of doing things contraption-like. Without any of that rubbish, what we can do is switch back to the fizz gun, just so that it's nice and easy to move around the world, and then drop the gun. Because here we have an actual vehicle. Now there's no vehicle tabs in my tablet yet, and that is the real time. It is now Monday, but I'm going to call this my Sunday video. And here we go. This is an actual vehicle with my right hand activating the actual wheels. Yeah, let's lift it up here a little bit. When you can see in the shadow, there we go. We've got activation there. And then my left hand is used as a brake. Now the good thing with this thing, even though it actually doesn't have any balance at all, is that I can stand on it. That's the thing. The thing with these things is that you've got a surface that you can stand on. So therefore, I don't even need a seating point. I'm not actually sitting on this device at all. There's no seating system going on here. I'm just able to actually drive it directly by standing on top of it. And of course I can brake by holding my brake, and I can pull wheelies just by physically lifting it because I am standing on it and I still have physics hands. Now of course it's very hard to balance on there because you have to stay right in the center, but I am going to be updating my actual move system for this later on, and I can sort of walk around while I'm on top of it. There we go. Ooh, ooh, whoa! Yeah, so that you would have fallen down, but of course I automatically stand, and as such this thing here without any balance at all actually just stays standing, so I can do things like this. I love it. I am loving it. There we go. So here we go. Let's just it took off without me standing on there, and let's go. Yeah, that is cool. That is flipping awesome. And then of course, just for the heck of it, we can of course grab ourselves maybe one of those. There we go. And now we stand on top of it, point this backwards, and activate. Wow! Flying scooter! Woohoo! Crashing into the invisible walls. Oh god, this is ridiculous. Let's go. Rocket scooter. Yeah, that is cool. You out of the way here. And that fell through the ground. Yeah, a little bit of work to be done on the physics side of things, but yeah, that's that. The one thing I forgot to put in here, I wanted to put in here, was a little basketball, because what you can do is, and this is just something. God, I need to make that a little less sensitive as well. The actual scrolling on the menu, because as soon as you click, it's quite hard to sort of click and keep your hand straight. Yeah. Anyways. So what I realized is if we take this thing here, the life saving ring, and then we just freeze it in the air, we now have a basketball hoop. Whoop. Oh shoot, I'm useless at this. There we go. Oh great. Oh, it's brilliant. Where are you? Whoop. Basketball hoop. Ridiculous. There we go. We'll take that with us. And fly. Let's just grab it and fly. Whee! That is everything that I've got here. It's ridiculously fun. Oh my goodness, it's getting so good now. It's getting so fun to mess around with this stuff that I'm having a bit too much fun. I'm having too much fun. Like, we can literally place this here, and this is why I can't keep up with my Sunday videos anymore, because I'm having too much fun. Oh dear. Right, so we just use the weld gun, we plunk that over here, and then we use our physics gun, unphysics them, and now we've got, if I just place this in the air, we've got an actual steering wheel. All I gotta do is actually sort out the action system so that we can connect that steering wheel to the hinge joints and motors for our wheels, and then boom, we've got an actual functioning car made while in the game. And it's even extra useful when you've got something like a sofa and then one of those. So there we go. We actually have one already anyway. There we go. You just place one of those here and then you weld it over there. Switch to the physics gun, move that about and push it into the physics gun so you go and glitch everything, and then you can, for the fun of it, take this and in fact, forget that. Oh, look at it fly. Instead of that, what you can do is you flip this over here, right, and then you grab the hinge and you hinge joint it to the ground and now you've got a nice spinning top that you can sit on. Whee! I'm having too much fun. It's not right. You can't develop games when you're having too much fun. This is ridiculous. I could connect that hinge joint to the steering wheel, and then while you're sitting on there, you can just pull it and grab it and turn it and then steer the whole thing. Oh, I'm having too much fun, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm having too much fun. This is ridiculous. What we might as well do at the end of this video now is grab the balloon gun and get something nice and light. Ooh, look, stand on top of it and just, oh, it's rolling because I stood a little bit too quickly, and just, blast it with balloons and hope that we someday begin to fly away into the big yonder, also known as the invisible wall that prevents me from, it's rolling, oh, there it goes. Oh, it's gone. Oh, it's gone. Goodbye, old friend. Oh dear. There we go. What about we just grab some of these and go meet it and see what it looks like up there. Hello? Hey, I feel like it's the movie Up, and you can see the blooms having a little bit of trouble with this as well. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. There we go. Just wonderful. That is the end of this video. I am not going to land in the pool. Ow! That's the end of this video. Thanks very much for watching. I do apologize for going absolutely loony in this video, but hey, it's how it is sometimes. We're making VR games here, boys. We're making VR games here, girls. Everything is fun. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.